Hello and welcome back. In today's video we're going to be building this small animal structure here. In my case it's for my quails. And it's just a basic little structure and we're going to go ahead and build it today. Hope you enjoy. So the timber I'm going to be using for these small animal shelters is Jarrah, since I've got plenty of it. It's a pretty decent hardwood and it does well in all outside situations, whether it's finished or not. It's very rot resistant, so that's what I'm going to be using, especially because I've got plenty of it. But you can make these shelters out of pine or anything else really. Some of these other timbers might just need a bit of a finish on them to protect them, but using something that's quite rot resistant, you can probably just put an oil finish on it and you're good to go. So the measurements of these are going to be 300 millimeters wide, and the roof that's going to have a slope on it's going to be 300 millimeters. I have a few splits on this wood, but because this is just going to be for animal shelters, I'm not too worried about that. You could fill it with some thin CA glue or something like that if you wanted to, if it's going to cause a problem. I'm just going to take my measurements straight off it, and it doesn't matter how square these boards are for me because this shelter is not going to have any sides onto it. It's purely just sort of like a lean-to sort of structure, but with two sides to support it. I'm going to need 6 lengths of 300 millimeters to put this whole thing together. So I'm going to use my bench hook here that I made in a previous video. I get a hold fast like this, just to help stabilize it when I'm sawing so it doesn't move too much. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my tenon saw, and we're just going to quickly saw this out. So I'm going to quickly go ahead, mark the rest of these boards and get them all cut out. So now we've got the timber cut, we're good to move on to start to laminate some of these pieces together to build this shelter. And as for the scraps that I have here, don't throw them away because we'll be using them a little bit later. So for the structure we need to laminate 4 of these together. So we need to do 2 loads of 2 together to laminate them, and it'll all become apparent as to why we do that. So come in here and we'll use the technique that we used in the last couple of videos. I'm not going to use a spring joint on this, but I'm going to use the book matching and planing to get that nice joint edge for these so we can laminate them together. Now if you're doing boards as thick as this, the number 4 you can get away with it by skewing it, but the blade is still a little bit thinner than the thickness of this wood, so a number 5.5 or a 4.5 would be better at doing it in wide boards like this. But most of the time I'm only working with like 19mm boards, so the number 4 would do the trick. So I've got my 2 boards here ready to laminate. Now for this I want to laminate this together nice and quick, so I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can speed up this process and not have to have the timber just sitting in the clamps and waiting. Now to do that I'm going to be using, I've got this kit here of super glue. I'm going to be using the thick one that comes with this and accelerator. And so for the first one I'm just going to use super glue, and then for the second one I'm going to use the super glue to hold the wood while the exterior PVA dries. So let's jump in and we'll do these 2, and this will be a nice quick process for you. Now the reason I'm using the thick CA glue here is that it's designed for this purpose. So we find the 2 hand planed edges, which are these 2 here. I like to whack the super glue on the one that's going to be sitting down, and then the activator on the piece that touches it. So I just do the old zigzaggy there. Now this wood absorbs it a little bit, so I'm just going to wait until it sits on there. we bring it up, line it up, and we're set already. Now that couldn't be any quicker or easier, could it? Now I haven't 100% lined up, but these boards weren't 100% the exact same length, because for the purpose of this it's a little bit rough and ready, so it didn't need to be. So we could, if we wanted to smooth that out, we'd just put that on the shooting board and clean that up, or saw that little bit off. Now let's see how we go about it when we're using PVA as well. When I do this, I don't always put PVA on both sides, but I'll do a section in the middle and a little section there. So I'm going to put the CA glue in these gaps. So we can mimic that on the other side, because you never have too much PVA, right? Just going to brush that glue out, make sure we've got enough. We're not going to go crazy here. So if you haven't got one of these brushes, I really recommend it. You just let the glue dry on there and then peel it off. Better than getting it all over your fingers. I've just picked this one up and I've been trialing it out, so I'll be doing a review on this in a little bit. I tend to do it in a circle. It doesn't really matter how you get that super glue in there. But you just get it in a few spots like that. So, like that. Then activator opposite it on that board. And then, in this case I'm going to lift this one up. Line it roughly with your fingers. Drop it down there. Hold it. Now, this should set instantly, but I sometimes find when you have the PVA in there as well that it sort of floats and it doesn't grab it. So sometimes I just whack it into my face vise and just give it that final compression just to make sure that the whole lot pulls together. So because it didn't set, I've re-super glued there. Now we're going to put the activator on here again. And I'm going to do as I said there and put it straight into the face vise. So we'll match them up like that. And they should set straight away. Sometimes they don't. So I can't fit that in my face vise. So what I'm going to do is just quickly apply a little bit of central pressure with one clamp. We just want to make sure that that's clamped right together in the center. And you can see sometimes when you use the PVA along with it, it leaves like this little gap here because it floats and the super glue doesn't set exactly as you would expect it to. There we go. We've got two set like that, and you might be thinking, well, why would you use the PVA along with the CA glue? Well, quite often the PVA is stronger, and this is really the exterior glue. Super glue or CA glue is not really known as an exterior glue. What I do is, so I can have a removable top on this, I attach this one board here first, and then I have this one removable so you can get in there to access it when you're cleaning it. So what we have to do is work out the angle that we're going to hand plane that top lid so we can get the right angle for it to match when we attach it. See this angle in here, we need to register that angle. So in comes angle finder. Now to do this, I register that one line there, so we register this piece flat, and then you're rotating this top piece until that sits flush along with this hitting here. So we can see that needs to move a little bit more, and now we've got that registration right there, 22 degrees off the 90. But we don't need to know the actual degree because we lock this in and we use this to mark the angles. Bring it down until it reaches that back angle, and then we mark it like that. And that angle is what we're aiming for. Similarly, on the other edge we do the same thing. So now that we've got that marked on our board, we don't have to do anything with this top angle obviously, because we're just going to go to that corner. Down here you can just mark it with your finger. So you take that gap and then a very basic finger gauge along there, and that's going to be a ballpark. So you can see that line here. That's going to be a ballpark of where we're aiming for. So we can go for quite a heavy cut on this to start with. I've put a line on this edge so I can see it, so you can see that line along there. I know it's a little tricky to see, but it's just a process. So you can go to quite a heavy cut with this. To a smoother cut here just to finish this off. Did as I started flat, and you slowly work your way down onto that angle until you've got what you want. You're sort of working on this outside edge a little bit more than this back edge. And so you're coming in like that and you slowly work your way back to it until you've got this angle here. So now we've adjusted it. You can see up the top here, just here, that's still how it was. And the one down here now matches pretty close. Considering this is rough timber, that is close enough. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue this. I'm going to use the activator and the CA glue again. As always, we'll double check it once more before we begin. Make sure it's exactly where we want it. Plenty of CA glue, enough to really hold it on this long one here. Then we're going to bring this down and try to align it as so. Try not to get it on our fingers. So now that that's done, I'm going to introduce these wooden nails. Now, some of you might have seen them. They're a wedge of wood that comes with a tapered drill bit. You drill that in, glue the bottom part of it, tap it in, and then saw the top back off, and that means that it's going to hold and it's going to glue down in the bottom, and the wedged or tapering shape helps to hold the top piece in place. It up roughly as straight as we can get it. Put the glue on here. Now you want a decent amount so it's going to set. Knock that around, and then each one I'll tap in. So you can see that's gone down, and then you just saw that top part off. Since this super glue takes 30 seconds to set without an activator, it's perfect for this. Get it lined up where you want it, and then with your pencil, come on the inside and draw a line. So you can repeat that on the other side, and that's where we're going to glue our cleat against. So the cleat is probably best being the length of that or a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to quickly chop this off and cut one of these cleats out. So now I've got that cleat cut, or you can just find any bit of scrap that's like that, and we're going to go ahead and glue that on here. Nice amount of super glue or CA glue. Good spray along there. Bring it in roughly where we think that line is, or on top of that line. Give it a good press down. It sits there, provides a good bit of shelter. You see on the side here, it's just an open gap that they go in. It's quite hot here in Perth, so I don't like to close the sides off. And the one that I did try, they love going in under here and just resting. So I've got my homemade paste wax. I'll leave a link to that below if you want to make your own. And we're just going to liberally apply this to the surface. This is not really going to give any protection to it. As I said at the start, this timber doesn't really need any additional protection for outside areas. Just makes it look nicer. Now the reason I'm not putting a marine varnish or something like that on it is because this is for animals. I don't want anything that's toxic near the animals, so I'm just using a nice safe finish that I've made myself and know exactly what's in it. Now we come in and we can just give it a quick wipe over. So there you have it, folks. That's how you create a little small animal shelter, and in my case for quails. And it's a very quick, simple and easy beginner safe project. And it integrates some of these edge jointing techniques and using some angle finders and stuff. So there's a few little technical points in there. But any beginner like you can easily do this project. And I believe that it's just really a great little project for you to do. So if you like this video and you'd like to continue to support me, please consider liking and subscribing, checking me out on Patreon, and get out there in your workshop and enjoy woodworking. Bye for now.